because we know that in that introspection, it's going to demand some integrity and truth in our lives. And so many people don't like that. Let me say this. Before a truth can be proclaimed out of your mouth, a truth must take residence in your heart. Let me say that again. Before a truth can be proclaimed from your mouth, it has to take residence in your heart. And a lot of people are trying to release truths and insights out of their mouths that are not in their heart. And it's confusing because people see you saying something, but they see you living something else. And so what we want integrity. We want what we say and what we do to be congruent so that people can see that we really live what we preach. We love the idea of change, yet we hate the inconvenience that change demands from our lives. I can't stay there either. We don't discover change in the familiar waters of convenience. We discover change in the unknown waters of uncertainty. And I don't know if you're anything like me, but I am not a person that just readily enjoys uncertainty. I'm a strategist. I'm an advisor. I help people to bring order and balance and strategy and structure and congruency to their lives. I'm a very organized person. I'm a very methodical person. I'm an intellectual. I'm a thinker. I think in processes and systems and strategies and sequencing. And so when you're talking about going into unknown waters or territories, it kind of gets a gasp out of me because it's like, what do you mean? You know, we want everything to be structured and systemized and organized, and that's just not how everything flows in our lives. And as I just said, the greatest change happens when we go into the waters of uncertainty and the unknown. In other words, it is the unfamiliar where we unlearn what we think we know, grade our thinking to embrace what we need to know. Let me say it again. It is in the unfamiliar places where we unlearn what we think we know and we upgrade our thinking to embrace what we need to know. And so change challenges our lies and our excuses. Oh, could I stay there? Change challenges our lies and our excuses. And I'm telling you, I talk to so many people and they say, I'm ready to change my life, Jamel. Help me change my life. And I say, okay, if you'll give me this amount of time, this amount of liberty in your life, I'm going to help you make the transformation. Session 1, I give them some basic things that I want them to do. As I start addressing mindset, it's normally first with most people. And here come the lies and excuses for why they cannot do what they say they want to do to change their lives. So this lets me know that they're not really serious about the change, because as long as we keep telling ourselves lies and excuses, we're going to continue to get what we've always gotten in our lives, and that's not very far. And so change challenges our comforts and complacency. Complacency is one of the greatest cripplers of your potential. And if you stay in a continuous state of complacency, it's going to rob you of the life that you were intended to live. Change challenges our presumptions and assumptions. And as you've heard me say, assumptions are the lowest form of reality that exists. And so if you live in the realm of assumptions and not accuracy and absolutes, you're going to live a very miserable and defeated life. We cannot live from a place of assumption. Change beckons us beyond the borders of mediocrity and into the realm of excellence. Are you ready to really leave the shores of mediocrity and to go into excellence? And let me tell you, if you want to be excellent, if you want to be cutting edge, if you want to be the best in the world at what you do, it's going to challenge you and push you in ways that you've never been challenged and pushed before. A lot of people admire certain giftings and certain talents and abilities, but they don't understand the price of cultivation. Let me say that again. We admire gifts and abilities, but we don't understand the price of cultivation. No matter what the gift, talent, or skill you have, it will remain in its infancy unless it is cultivated. And an uncultivated gift will produce an unfulfilled life. Write that down. An uncultivated gift will produce an unfulfilled life. This is what I know. from personal experience. If you will work on yourself, get around people that will help you to refine your character, in the process, you will strengthen your gift and you will become skilled and masterful in your gift. The problem is that we focus so much on the capacity to fulfill the call or the assignment on our lives, but we neglect the character. And so we get people that are highly gifted, and so they don't sustain their platforms or their influence because we try to take shortcuts on the road to success, and I can't stay there. Change challenges our standards. If you really want to be a person of change in the world, your standards are going to have to change, and change stretches our capacity. Every person has the potential to be great, but not every person has the capacity to be great. Write that down. Every person has the potential to be great, but not every person has the capacity to be great. It's a very big difference between potential and capacity. Let me try to define this in simplistic terms for you. Potential is untapped ability. Write that down. Potential is untapped ability. Capacity is realized ability and gifting. Capacity is realized ability and gifting. In other words, the difference between potential and capacity is cultivation. Potential is unrealized ability. Capacity is realized ability and gifting. So we are fascinated and we romanticize our potential, but few people realize their potential because they don't know how to unearth it and develop it. My gift in the world is to help people to unearth the potential and the greatness that is in them and to unleash it in the world through service to humanity. Very few people can do that. A lot of people can get us excited and motivated about greatness, but they don't know how to pull greatness out of us. And so I laugh because people go to all these seminars and they hear all this stuff and they think their lives are just going to magically change and they're going to be successful, but they don't know how to pull out of them the greatness that is in them. You're not in search of greatness. It's not something that you got to go buy. It's in you, but you got to know how to pull that out, and you need to get people around you that know how to pull out of you what's in you. I can't stay there. Change demands the inspection and expansion of our minds. Write that down. Change demands the inspection and expansion of our mind. So you got to inspect your mind before you can expand it, because there are some self-limiting beliefs, psychological constructs, emotional barriers, internal narratives that don't support who you were created and intended to be. And so if you neglect that, you'll never expand your mind and see what's possible for your life. Ultimately, change or growth demands more of us. And why is that? It is impossible to produce a different life without a different strategy. Write that down. It is impossible for you to produce a different life without a different strategy. I've discovered over the years that old keys don't unlock new doors. Furthermore, old strategies will never unlock new seasons in your life. You know what makes me different from everybody else? You can tune in to any podcast. You can hear inspiration and motivation. You can get some good quotes. You can feel good. You can get the warm and fuzzies on the inside. But the difference between me and what other people do is that I am at the heart and the center of all I do. I'm a strategist. So I'm not just going to motivate you and inspire you and tell you you can have a great life and you can live the life of your dreams and everything is possible and go after the life you want. I'm going to show you what stands in the way of that, how to eliminate that, and how to engineer the prophetic future that you want. Not many people can do that. They can inspire you and motivate you, and those are short-lived things. But strategy is what undergirds and underpins all of your success. Write that down. Strategy, is the thing that undergirds and underpins all of your success. And so I can't undergird my success with a quote. I can't undergird my success with some motivational words. But if I have very clear formulated strategy, I can begin to undergird my success and I can begin to create the life that I want to live. If you are